Hey guys, welcome to Chef Who Can, You Can Too. Today we're gonna make a vegetarian dish. I mean, the summertime now, everybody's doing all the seasonal vegetables, but have you ever tried Asian seasonal vegetables like Baby Bok Choy? Today we're gonna make Baby Bok Choy, and we're gonna make it so simple to make, and it's gonna be so crispy, and it's gonna be very nutritious, and most of all, very tasty, with maybe two ingredients, and that will be Lee Gum Gay oyster sauce, a little white pepper, a little Shaoxing wine, maybe a pinch of stevia monk fruit. It's a natural sweetener. It's better than using Sweet and Low, NutraSweet, aspartame, and Splenda. And basically, we're using fresh ginger and garlic, which most takeout restaurants don't even do that. And instead of water, to give it a little moisture and a little bit of the steaming process, we're going to use a little bit of pork broth. And that's from pork belly rib bone that's been simmering with a little fish sauce and a little white pepper. And it's very, very delicious. So today, we're going to use carbon steel wok. Carbon steel is the same as the cast iron skillet, as well as a stainless steel pan. Those are the three preferred pans that I like to use. There's no non-stick coating. As a matter of fact, every time you use it, you create a non-stick coating, right? Versus buying the non-stick coating pans that's in the market right now. All those coatings, whether it's granite or ceramic, non-stick is still sprayed on to these items. So as you cook, which I would recommend if you do use them, use it on medium, because every time you cook with a spatula, you're going to be scratching off a little bit of the non-stick surface, and you'll be ingesting it, and that's not a very good thing. So that's why I recommend cast iron skillet, cast iron wok, a stainless steel pan, or a cast iron steel wok. All right. So the first thing we'll do is we took Baby Bok Choy. Now, where do you buy it? I bought a Baby Bok Choy at Wegmans. They have a good assortment of Baby Bok Choy. You may also see in the same freezer in the refrigerator section Shanghai Bok Choy. Either one is good, is just as good and delicious. All right. Now, when you're cooking Asian vegetables, here's number one. Chef Who Can's number one lesson is you want to wash the vegetables very well. With the Baby Bok Choy, you have to rinse it pretty well because there's a lot of sand inside each of the leaves, right? So I want you to rinse it maybe 6 times. Rinse it, add water, rinse it again, and that will give you a good, thorough cleaning of your vegetables. And the way you can tell is by taking out the vegetables and looking at the bottom of the pot, mixing bowl, and if it's still sandy, then you still have a little sand in there. Okay, so washing the vegetables is very important. Number 2 is whether your vegetable is long stalk or very leafy or thicker or thinner. I can't give you the number of minutes to cook these vegetables. All right, I look at giving you time is sort of like baking. And when I bake, I mess up completely, okay? So I'm sharing with you an easier way to know when your vegetables are not overcooked, not undercooked. In Italian, it's called al dente, right? And for these vegetables, it's very important that you don't want to overcook it or undercook it. We've already had undercooked vegetables when we were growing up. The broccoli, it was cooked until it died, and it looked like a putrid green color. No wonder our generation, the baby boom generation, doesn't really enjoy vegetables. But cooking the vegetables the way I'm going to show you, you're going to really appreciate. So my way is basically, once the vegetables turns an emerald green color, then that is basically telling you it's al dente. So it's not overcooked and it's not undercooked. It's going to be perfect, right? Emerald green color, okay? So whatever you do, whether stir fry, whether you boil it or steam it, emerald green color. Once you get that color, you take it out, and if you're not going to use it right away, plunge it on the cold water. Many people get the emerald green color and they set it aside. But by the time they start to use it, then they realize the color changed to a putrid green. Well, you overcooked it. The cooking process continued. You want to stop the cooking process. So I want you to take your vegetables, plunge it on the cold water, and that will stop the cooking process. All right? So that's important. So let's start. All right? So we're going to use corn oil. Well, we're going to use virgin olive oil. Okay? I'm using virgin olive oil because that's the natural oil. I don't want you to use canola. I don't want you to use vegetable. I don't want you to use sunflower oil. Those are all bad oils, processed oils. They're worse for our health. Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, is natural. It's good for us, and it's healthy for us. Now, you may say the flash point is a little high. Yes, it is. But when it comes down to stir fry cooking, we're not going to leave the oil cooking that long so that it smokes up. All right, so we're just going to let it heat up a little bit, let it fuse with the ginger and the garlic, and then we'll quick toss, and then we're done. Whenever you're cooking vegetables or whenever you're cooking Asian, it's always the preparation. So we took the bok choy, the baby bok choy, we cut it in quarters, lengthwise, and we rinsed it. That helps to get all the dirt from inside, hidden dirt, escape and washed away. All right, so that's what we're doing there. All right, so we got the oil. We got the oil here. The pan is hot. Now we'll just add about maybe a quarter cup of olive oil, and we'll add the ginger garlic, which we crushed, and I'll show you. So the key here is you never want to burn the garlic. Never ever want to burn the garlic. You just want to infuse the ginger and garlic in the oil so you get a nice flavor. Okay? Now we'll add the vegetables. Okay? Now we'll add a little bit of broth. Now, if you don't have broth, you can add water, but add a little bit of chicken broth or a little chicken powder broth. That will do it. Now we'll add a little bit of white pepper. White pepper is strong, but it has a milder strong. Black pepper is very strong and it has a harder, strong flavor. Right? Then we'll add a little bit of sugar because we want to balance it between a salty and a sweet. Just a little bit, a little dash. And we'll add a squirt of oyster sauce. You don't want to add that much. A little Shaoxing wine, a squirt. And that's it. Keep on stir frying. Let it cook. You don't have to add that much broth, just enough to steam. Okay. And I guarantee you're going to have a delicious, crispy, tasty vegetable dish. Now the leaves are getting a little bit emerald green, but we want the bulk of it, the bottom portion of it, to be very good too. All right? Key word here is emerald green color. And always stir fry because you want to make sure that all your bok choy is evenly cooked. Right? So the bok choy ends will hit the bottom of the wok and it'll help cook it. So you're going to have ginger, garlic, a little oyster sauce, a little sweet sugar, a little Shaoxing wine, and then we'll top it off with a little sesame oil. So here we got the vegetables. Now we give an easy squirt of sesame oil, quick squirt. The sesame oil is very potent, so you don't really need that much, and that's it. So here we got Baby Bok Choy, al dente. It's not overcooked, not undercooked, and you have a beautiful emerald green color. Okay? Now, the whole thing is we want to make sure that there's flavor. So we'll take it, we'll grab a small piece, this, blow it. Simply delicious. All right. So I want to let you know that it was the preparation, washing it thoroughly of the vegetables, cutting it in quarters lengthwise so you get all those nooks and crannies that may have sand in it. Because the last thing you want to do is have the baby bok choy and have a little sand grinding it on your teeth. Okay? You don't want that. Then the flavors, you have the ginger, the scallion, which is very good for you, right? Natural. You have the oyster sauce, which is salty. You have a little bit of sugar, right? Stevia monk fruit, which you can get in the bakery aisle of your local store. And that's a balance between salty and sweet. Then you have a little bit of Shaoxing wine, a little sweet, right? And then emerald green color means al dente, means that once it turns emerald green, it's not going to be overcooked, undercooked every time. This is a leafy vegetable, so it didn't take much time. But if you get one with a big stalk on it, it'll be the same way. Once it turns emerald green, and if you have to, take one and just take a bite. And if it's still kind of tough, maybe add a little bit more time to it. All right, but this is all it is. Very easy. So I want to show you how to eat the vegetables the same way that you would handle broccoli, Brussels sprouts, right? Onions, if you want, the same way. So take this to heart. Look at it like a lesson from Chef Wu Can. You can too, and eat healthier, and enjoy different flavors, and enjoy the taste. Your family will love it. This with a little rice, jasmine rice on the side, is a perfect dinner with a fried egg. And if you make a fried egg, just add a little bit of oyster sauce on top, whether it's a sunny side up egg, and that's a meal in itself. Quick and easy, cheap, and you'll really appreciate it. All right, so I have written a book on Amazon Prime Books, right? The You Can Do It Asian Cookbook, right? By Chef Wu Can. And I have another book. It's a kid's book from 12 to 15. And that book is Ramen Warriors, the Doggy Rescuers. And that can be found on Amazon Prime. All right, so appreciate it. Any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And as I say, from the state of Maryland, aloha. Thank you very much. Happy eating.